This is Nightline.
Tonight, the Dallas Cowboys Marshawn Kneeland, dead at just 24. What we're learning about his final hours and what may have pushed him to the edge. Plus, the making of a Murdaugh, the tangled web of deception and lies that leads a powerful patriarch to kill his own wife and son.
I didn't shoot my wife or my son anytime. Ever.
We go behind the scenes of the hit series inspired by real events.
It is a tragedy, a Shakespearean tragedy.
It was just so outrageous. It was so diabolical.
Plus, Jennifer Lawrence and Sissy Spacek, two Oscar winners, the it girls of their generations, now teaming up in a psychological thriller, Die, My Love.
Grace, you know it. Everybody goes a little loopy the first year.
Yeah?
Yeah.
J-Law showing up with a fashion tribute to her co-star's iconic role as Carrie.
You know, I knew that I was going to wear a Sissy tee at some point.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Thanks for joining us. Tonight, Marshawn Kneeland's death was as stunning as it was tragic. The NFL tonight holding a moment of silence to honor the young Dallas Cowboys star as police reveal alarming details about his final hours. Here's ABC's Will Reeve.
It was just 3 days ago on Monday Night Football, 24-year-old Dallas Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Kneeland scoring a touchdown.
Into the end zone in a race. And a touchdown.
Recovering a blocked punt in the end zone, celebrating with his teammates.
Kneeland, the touchdown.
Tonight, his story ending in tragedy. Authorities say he led police on a chase in Texas and was later found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Officials say Kneeland fled from a traffic stop shortly after 10:30 last night, sparking a pursuit through the city of Frisco. Troopers losing sight of his vehicle, finding it minutes later crashed and abandoned on Dallas Parkway. Officers launching a search for Kneeland using drones and a police canine, as loved ones reportedly warned authorities of a potential crisis unfolding.
We're talking to the girlfriend. She's trying to call his agent, but we're trying to get him to call her to call him first, but she's saying he is armed and has a history of mental illness, and her quote was, "He will end it all."
About 3 hours later, authorities finding Kneeland's body. Kneeland was a second-round pick out of Western Michigan in 2024. He had been open about his struggles over the loss of his mother, who had dreamed her son would make it to the NFL, but died suddenly just 2 months before he was drafted.
It was tough. It still is. I still go through it from time to time.
Kneeland kept his mother's memory close every day, wearing a necklace holding her ashes.
This right here, man, got her ashes. You can zoom in on that, her birthday. It's so nice, man.
Our thanks to Will. If you or someone you know is struggling with thoughts of suicide, free, confidential help is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call or text the National Lifeline at 988. We're going to turn now to an epic tale reminiscent of a Greek tragedy. The Murdaugh family, a powerful Southern legal dynasty. Only when the patriarch kills his wife and son do the darkest secrets of addiction, financial crimes, and true evil come tumbling out. Now, thanks to a new dramatic series starring Patricia Arquette and Jason Clarke, we explore the making of a Murdaugh.
It's got a long driveway, but the mailbox out front is labeled.
Howdy.
2 miles out. Got a Whiskey Fox, Whiskey Mike, both gunshot wounds to the head.
A raw and grisly crime scene captured on police body camera.
I want to let you know, because of the scene, I did go get a gun and bring it down here.
It's in your vehicle?
Alec Murdaugh, a member of a powerful family in South Carolina's Low Country, visibly shaken as the bodies of his wife Maggie and son Paul lay just feet away.
This is your wife and son?
Oh,
Okay.
It was bad. Check the pulses.
Yes, sir.
Paul's body is found by the room in the kennels where the family stored dog food. And just a little ways away, Maggie is found also face down near the old airplane hangar shed.
They were both shot to death outside their property, a place they call Moselle.
Moselle, the Murdaugh family's sprawling 1,700-acre estate outside Hampton, South Carolina. Home to Alec, Maggie, and their 2 sons, Buster, the oldest, a law student at the time, and Paul, the youngest. Alec Murdaugh's voice on the 911 call from that night, frantic.
Hampton County 911, what's your emergency?
This is Alec Murdaugh. I need the police to answer immediately. My wife and child got badly.
The twisted story of Alec Murdaugh's descent into the cold-blooded murder of his wife and son, the focus of a new Hulu series, Murdaugh, Death in the Family. The show inspired by real events, recreating that chilling 911 call.
This is Alec Murdaugh of 4147 Moselle Road. What is your emergency? I need police and an ambulance immediately. It's my wife and my child that have been shot badly.
Acclaimed Australian actor Jason Clarke transforming into the role of Alec Murdaugh. Your performance gives me chills because even when you listen to the real 911 call and you see the real body cam, there's a performance going on.
Yes.
What is going through your mind as you're doing that performance?
Well, there is the doing of it, exactly as is. And there was a certain thing where I leant down, I said, listen, I told Cameron, I'm going to be down there for 8 seconds. He's down there for 8 seconds. Let's match some of as many as the things that are worthwhile doing exactly to give it across. Is he genuinely shocked? Is he genuinely upset, or is he putting it on? That question that you're asking needs to be asked.
It's a tale of Southern succession, the entitled fourth generation of a powerful legal family.
It's only cheating if you get caught.
Clarke disappears into a good old boy persona to play Alec.
What's the boy? Come on, Paw, get up your fat ass and get over here. Come on, I mean it, get over here. Your brother just got into law school. Come on. Here it is.
It's a real man.
This here's to the Murdaughs.
The physicality of your transformation is remarkable, down to the accent. I did not expect to hear this Southern accent from
You
an
expected to see Alec Murdaugh, though.
Y'all seem to think this is a discussion.
Well, shouldn't it be?
Don't go sneaking your little ass out there now.
No! Don't!
I'll go check on him.
There is an appetite. There is no filling this hole that he was digging, man. You know what I mean? I dig, man, I just need more dirt. But, you know, I'm shoveling this dirt out. And eventually it caves in. But it caves in through choice.
The series also gives voice to the often overlooked matriarch of the family, Maggie Murdaugh.
We felt like Maggie Murdaugh was sort of a footnote, right? She has one line in her Wikipedia. She was the matriarch of this family and she was killed by her husband. And so we needed to know more and why.
Actress Patricia Arquette tries to bring the audience those answers in her portrayal of Maggie.
Can I give you some advice? I would love that. These Murdaugh men, they're tough. So you gotta be tough right back.
What drew you to Maggie?
I was really fascinated by the story as it was coming out. All the things he did, it was just so outrageous. It was so diabolical. It was so hard to imagine.
Do you worry at all about the balance between humanizing somebody who is perceived as a monster and yet being honest in their full humanity?
I think we would do a great disservice if we didn't show how beguiling and confusing it is. You do fall in love with them. It does feel authentic, and to some extent it is for them. So I don't know how else to tell this story.
To me, that makes the monster.
Perhaps the downfall of Alec Murdaugh really begins here, on Archer's Creek. Paul Murdaugh, 19 at the time, takes his parents' boat out with 5 of his friends.
First, they go to a party where they're drinking, and then after midnight, they go to a waterfront bar, and then they leave to go home.
Paul he's swaying. I mean, he clearly is intoxicated.
According to investigators, that night, the boat eventually crashes into a pylon by a bridge, throwing 3 of the friends off the boat, including Mallory Beach, who is nowhere to be found. A week later, Mallory's body is recovered. Then, 2 months after the boat crash, Paul is charged with 3 felony counts of boating under the influence.
And that case drags on for years.
There's also a civil lawsuit that's brought by Mallory Beach's family against Alec Murdaugh, and it's about to blow everything wide open.
So the family of Mallory Beach is seeking $10 million from Alec Murdaugh because it was his boat. That case is putting pressure on Murdaugh. He's going to have to turn over financial records. So put aside how much they're asking for. The bigger concern may be all of my fraud could end up getting exposed.
Alec never made it to that hearing where he would have had to disclose his financials.
This is Alec Murdaugh. I need the police to answer immediately.
Because just 3 days earlier,
Central 717 scene is secure. Both gunshot wounds to the head.
Paul and Maggie were shot dead. Today, Alec is serving 2 consecutive life sentences for the murders of Paul and Maggie. He maintains his innocence and is appealing his convictions. He was sentenced to an additional 40 years in prison after pleading guilty to 22 federal financial crimes. He also pled guilty to 22 state charges. And still, years later, so many lingering questions that haunt this family and South Carolina's Lowcountry. For much more on this story, watch Impact by Nightline, Making of a Murdaugh, now streaming on Hulu. Up next, Jennifer Lawrence and Sissy Spacek, 2 powerful forces teaming up on screen in an intense thriller about a young mother's descent into darkness. How J-Law says she dug into her own experience for the role. Welcome back. You know, it became quickly clear to me that Jennifer Lawrence and Sissy Spacek are fond of each other, respect each other, and with a mantle of Oscars between them, they play off each other to take on madness and motherhood. In Die, My Love.
You know, he looks just like you.
Uncle Frank?
No. Baby, you goose. The things she did were so unexpected, and so each take was so different. All I had to do was watch her and her brilliant performance.
She's right about your little, when you lick the window or you do this little thing. Well, the window just looked delicious.
2 powerhouse performers, 2 generations, both Oscar winners. Jennifer Lawrence and Sissy Spacek coming together in famed filmmaker Lynn Ramsey's latest project, Die, My Love.
Grace, you know, everybody goes a little loopy the first year.
Yeah.
A haunting story of motherhood, madness, and the thin line between devotion and destruction.
Take him out the back until he gets used to where he is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna train your dog.
Have a baby.
No.
The 34-year-old plays Grace, starring opposite Robert Pattinson, their relationship and sanity slowly unraveling after childbirth. 75-year-old Sissy is Pam, struggling to keep her spiraling daughter-in-law tethered to reality.
Together, a combined 10 Oscar nominations, not that anyone's counting. What was it like playing off of each other with that amount of depth in acting?
I mean, I couldn't just speak for myself. She changed my performance.
And I think my character had put so much hope into marrying my son and having a baby, and then to see her suffering so and not really knowing how to reach her.
You enjoyed this role, didn't you?
I did. I enjoyed working with her. I've known her since she was a teenager.
J-Law dominating 2010 cinema. Her marquee role as Katniss Everdeen in the blockbuster saga The Hunger Games.
I volunteer! I volunteer! I volunteer as tribute.
And Sissy, the it girl of the 70s, earning her Oscar as the legendary Loretta Lynn in Coal Miner's Daughter.
Well, I was born a coal miner's daughter.
And of course, the terrifying telekinetic teen in the cult classic Carrie. Her co-star showing up today in full fan gear fashion.
You know, I knew that I was going to wear a Sissy tee at some point.
Do you remember watching Carrie?
Oh my God. I mean, I think the mother-daughter relationship really affected me. It was like true horror.
I mean, it truly is one of those iconic roles.
It is iconic.
Every woman, particularly, has a scared, insecure Carrie inside of them.
Both actors began navigating Hollywood as young ingenues. At 22, Jennifer won her Academy Award, playing a mentally unstable girlfriend in Silver Linings Playbook.
If Pat had been with me like he was supposed to, he wouldn't have gotten in a fight. He wouldn't be in trouble. Maybe the Eagles beat the New York Giants.
A career-defining moment, forever immortalized by that viral tumble up the stairs.
You guys are just standing up because you feel bad that I fell, and that's really embarrassing, but thank you.
But what fans first loved as relatable charm also came with scrutiny.
You were known as a breath of fresh air in Hollywood, and then you got backlash for being a breath of fresh air in Hollywood. How do you reflect on it?
I think it makes sense. I think everybody would have been sick of anything that was coming from this. It was just too much. It was just overexposure. It's important for me to remember that I am in control of that. I have to be thoughtful about when I'm working and what I'm doing. It's like, it's my responsibility.
When she's not working, she's diving into motherhood with her 2 young sons, shared with art dealer husband Cook Maroney. Her real life imitating her art.
What this movie reflects on is like postpartum psychosis. What made you want to explore that?
I didn't really suffer from postpartum until I had my second, the one that I was pregnant with when I was shooting. You know, I think postpartum is really just kind of an engine for this exploration.
There's that one line where you're like, I'm not having trouble attaching to my baby. It's everything else that's effed up.
I think the classic like one-liner of postpartum that we all are familiar with is that you don't bond right away with your baby. But something else that's a little bit more universal that happens is that you love your baby, but all of a sudden the rest of the world seems so skewed and so wrong. The way that it changes your relationship with your husband, this kind of I'm going through something so animalistic and so otherworldly, and you can just like go to the gym.
On screen and behind the scenes, both actors mirroring each other's reckoning with the often onerous demands of Hollywood.
What's really amazing is you both got started so young. How do you see sort of what you went through in that early phase versus where you are now?
Well, I mean, I can say no. I feel like now, when you're young, you just, you know, they run you into the ground.
Sissy, when you look back on all of your iconic characters, how does this one fit into, if you could connect the dots for me, from Carrie to Coal Miner's Daughter to all of the memorable roles that you've played?
The through line is everything worked. Everything just, you know, sometimes things just fall into place. And that happened on this. I hold her responsible. You know, it was real creative.
And when we come back, the end of an era, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's proclamation. And finally tonight, the Speaker has spoken. After nearly 40 years in Congress, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi revealing her plans to retire. The first woman to hold the position, taking the gavel in 2007. Pelosi today saying, "We have made history." We wish her well. That's Nightline. You can watch all of our full episodes on Disney Plus and Hulu. We'll see you right back here, same time tomorrow. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.